What's up, and welcome to another episode, Master Moats Film Session. And today, I gotta talk about the young boy Mark Robinson, number 93, and more importantly, what he did in this Jacksonville Jaguars game. Now, to me, man, I thought that he was very impressive in this game, not only as a pass defender, but in the run game, more importantly. I just loved his physicality and his overall mentality of going to make plays. So I'm going to show a couple of plays in this clip where you're going to see him doing just that. Not saying that he should be the starter, but I think that he definitely deserves some consideration if he can continue this going forward. But as we always do, I'm going to play it in slow mo. Then after that, I'll break it down. And while I'm doing that, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell if you have not done so already. It's Mr. Mark Robinson right there. All right, here we go, full speed. Alrighty, so let's talk about my man Mark Robinson, baby. So as you can see, the current defense, they're in a base formation right here. So he's responsible for this A gap, or depending on this B, depending on how this DN in front of him plays. You know, if he's getting reached or if he wins front side, then that's will be his gap and stuff like that. But he also has to understand in terms of Mark, you got this guy off the line of scrimmage, and I'm circling this tight end right here because that's information. You look at this tight end, you look at this tight end. One has the chance to come back across the formation. This guy, just based on the depth that he has. Whereas when you're talking about this tight end right here, you're not worried about him going back across just because of his helmet, whereas the tightness of it. So if you're Mark, you're thinking if there's any type of runs, the runs have to be to my side, towards me, because this guy, he's not going to come back in terms of this cross action if you're not going to be running it to that way. So that's good information for Mark to understand. So as the play starts, let's see what he does. He's patient, right? He has two pulling actions towards him. He has the backside guard coming, and then he also has this tight end that's coming back as well. So he knows there's no reason for him to go to his right, and he does just that. He stays right where he needs to be, but now he fires. He sees this puller, he sees that. This guy doesn't even have the ball yet, and my man is already coming downhill. Shout out to my dog Spillane as well, but Mark is already coming downhill. Now just watch this. He's not over here overthinking it. I love that little hesitation right there where he sidesteps the guy. Boom, go make the play though. When we talk about making plays, man, as a linebacker in this defense, yeah, there's multiple ways that you can go about winning. So right here, we'll talk about a couple of ways. So right now, Mark is facing this tight end, okay? One-on-one in the hole. Now, Mark is, the technique he looks like he's about to do is what we call like the wrong shoulder, where you're going to hit with his shoulder where the sleeve is. You see the white sleeve right here. It's going to hit with that, ultimately forcing this ball to stay inside. That's one way you could do it. The other way, you could use your hands, two hands into the chest plate, shock and lock, fall off, make the tackle. Or you can do this third thing, and this is the freaky athlete thing. I wasn't capable of this. Not a lot of people are. But watch Mark right here, where he shows power, sidesteps. Now you see the tight end drops his head. Mark is stepping around that, and now go be a playmaker. Go get your hat on the ball, head across, form tackle. That's a heck of a play, ladies and gentlemen. That is a heck of a play. When you're talking about playing linebacker for the Pittsburgh Steelers, that's what it looks like right there. Read, react, see ball, hit ball. I don't care what it looks like. Don't give me all this decoration. Go make the play. And that's what he does right there. But we'll continue. Now, this particular play right here is one of my favorite plays from Mark Robinson in this game. And it's one of my favorite plays because it wasn't perfect. But you cut this tape on. Don't tell me that you want to win. Don't tell me you want to make plays. Show me. So, here he is right here. I just circled him. I don't have to say a thing. Watch him in full speed, and you tell me if this guy wants to make a play or not. You tell me if he wants to make the play or not, ladies and gentlemen, all right? Once again, we're in base formation, all right? Similar in terms of the run gap responsibilities, but this is cover 3, hence the reason why this safety just came down into the box, okay? So he has a little extra help. He understands that part of it, all right? But now, with that being the case, I love what he does early on. Okay, so he's patient early on in terms of making sure that his gap is clean, that B gap, right? Just seeing where it looks like this can't see who this is particular, but look, he has his head on the outside of that tackle, so that B gap technically is the open gap. So I like how he steps there first. Then after that, he feels his tight end coming up, but he also feels that, hey man, it's a little naked over here. So he's already preparing to rock, okay? Which I love right here. Get your hands on him, start rocking back early. Now he's in position to flash color. He's in position to get vertical and force this action and ultimately contain this ball, because right now, I believe this is the play where Hamilcart is getting held by the tight end. So he feels that there is no edge right here. And he's right, because there is a holding call, but you don't always know if they're going to call that or not. So for Mark, he feels it. He secured his gap, but now he's rocking back. And now he even gets pulled a little bit. You saw the tug on him, but he doesn't stop. Okay, you missed the tackle. All right, stiffed arm. Cool. Get up, go be a player. This chase, this finish, that's a guy that wants to be a player. He almost took my man out right here, the QB. But as a whole, what are you seeing from me? You're seeing a guy that says, man, I don't care if it's not correct technically. I don't care if it didn't look right in terms of me making this tackle initially. I want to see you go out there and finish the play. Right, wrong, and different. Okay, you got held. So what? Okay, you got stiffed on. You're on the ground. So the heck what? Get up and make a play. And that's what this kid does right here, man. And this shows up a lot on his tape. Not necessarily him missing the tackles, but that type of effort, that type of finish. And I just really enjoyed seeing this right here. But once again, man, secure your gap, okay? You're ready to rock back. Hands, you saw the hands. That was not a let me forearm shiver him. That wasn't a let me just try to, let me just duck under him. No. You got to use your hands to play linebacker. 2 hands. Boom. You see the shock, you see the lock. Shed, get off of that. Rip. I like the rip at the end. Now I get vertical. Okay. Finish it. Let's go. Finish it. Go finish it. Yes, sir. Play it one more time just because I like to play. I'm sorry. But this is heck of an effort, man. This is a play when you're talking about a coach and you're asking yourself, can you win with a guy like that? You cut this tape on 100%, you can win with him, man. All right, now we've seen a couple of positive plays from Mark in terms of just how quick he reacts to the run and stuff like that. And I'm going to play this play, but this is similar to the first play we saw in terms of the pullers and him reacting to that. But watch how he takes on it this time, or watch how he takes on the block this time, man. Like I said, very impressive just watching this dude play, man. Mark really flashed a lot this game, man. So here it is in full speed, this particular play. After that, we're going to break this down as well, man. But I'm just loving what I'm seeing from this dude, man. He really put together a pretty productive game, man. Across the board, did some really positive things, man. All right, so now we got the sub package ball right here. Okay, this is a nickel. I think this is Carlins Patel, who actually had a really good game as well. Shout out to him. But now when you got this sub package ball, man, you got a 2 gap, all right, potentially. But he also has that similar information. Okay, tight end off ball. Where's the helmet at? Is the helmet breaking that, tackle's waistline? Because if it is, then you don't have to worry about this guy coming back across the formation. When he is tight, it's a front side run, or he's in the pass blocking, or he's releasing on a route. When he's like this, man, you're either thinking he's going to help this tackle in terms of pass blocking, or he's coming back across this formation for a route or for something. But this is information. This is key. This is pre-snap details. Now you see Mark over here communicating. Okay, I like that. But now let's see. He sees 2 pullers once again, right? You got the guard pulling. Now you got the tight end coming across the formation. He's triggered already. Okay, he's seen this play before. Remember that now. All right. But now watch this. Now the last time he folded up, sidestepped them, and went on the outside to win. This time, folds up, goes inside across the face. Boom, come up out of that thing. I want him to keep his head up a little bit more, but other than that, man, you got to get low to get past that tight end on that particular block. But to see him win that and then be the guy making the hit, and I'm circling him. This is him right here. That's him. That's him making that play, baby. Defeat your block. Go be a playmaker, man. Coach Tomlin, he's one of those guys. He'll tell you this all the time. Don't trade 1 for 1. I don't want you to just kick that guy's butt. I want you to make the play, okay? Don't trade 1 for 1. Right here, Mark does not trade 1 for 1. Mark sees this tight end, but he sees this ball, and he's hunting this. He's like, yo, 85, that's cool, but I don't get points for just whooping him. I get points for making tackles, and that's what you get paid to do here in Pittsburgh, man. It's good to see Mark triggering the way that he is, man. This is violence. This is I'm not thinking. This is I don't care about the technique. I see the ball. I got to go make this play. That's what this is, and that's how you win, man. Talk about playing linebacker in the NFL. This is what it's supposed to look like, man. I don't want you, being a guy that's overthinking it. But when you see this is playing fast, this is playing violent. That's what you need. That's what you need, man. It's contagious. So let's go, Mark. All right, now this is the last play I'm going to play for Mark in terms of him against the run. Because I thought, like I said, man, he did some really positive things. Even when he wasn't making the tackle or he missed the tackle. I showed you a play earlier where he was able to come right back in there. This is another one of those plays, though, man. When you talk about a guy wanting to make a play, you talk about a guy doing the right things, even when it's not perfect. His effort, it helps. His effort, his energy is contagious. And like I said, even when you don't make the play, he still makes the play. This is a prime example right here. So I just circled him. Here we go in full speed. All right, here we go, baby. So on this particular play, as we see, man, base formation, what we talked about, right? Biggest key in terms of, hey, how do you recognize base so quick? This nose tackle right here. As long as there's a nose on the field and there's no third DB, no nickel corner, that's the simplest way to identify for, the people that are trying to get a little bit more, faster with their recognition and stuff like that. But on this particular play, we got information, right? So you see this guy's helmet, it's a little bit tighter. You see his hand, right? 3-point stance, it's tighter, it's more heavy. So you're not as concerned with him coming back across the formation. Also, you have a tilt. So this is far eye because this tight end right here, or fullback, is offset away from the tight end that's down, all right? So we see this is what, 22 personnel, 2 backs, or 13, depending on if they're classifying 1, 2, and 3 as tight ends, all right? But with that, you are thinking run. You're thinking heavy run or potentially play action, or they'll max protect it with all these guys blocking to get a one-on-one route with this guy. Just some of the pre-snap thoughts that you could be going through and stuff like that. But as we play this play, make sure I got it in slow-mo for you. Did I put it in slow-mo? Yeah, that's slow-mo. There we go. So he has float at him, okay? So good job on my man Rondale Carter. Go Dukes. Eating up that first fullback. Now you got the center pulling up on Buddy Johnson, and they're combo blocking this DN right here. So Mark has the free run through, and he actually takes it. This is a breath of fresh air. This is really good to see. Shoot your gun. That's what he does. He shoots it. Now that he's in the backfield, he goes and tries to make a play. All right, you get contact. If we coaching it up, I would say, man, good job getting your head across him, but you need to wrap it up and don't let your legs die. He extended it as if like a lunge coming out of his hips, which is part of the reason why he's a violent tackler. But just in this situation, you want to drive your hips because the running back got good contact balance. But after that, what does he do? He doesn't just sit down. He finds a way to get up and make a play. But he makes this play even though he misses the tackle. By him forcing that action and hitting 36, that forces him to stop his feet and spin. And it gives Buddy Johnson a chance to get back in this play as well. Because remember, Buddy Johnson has a defender climbing up on him, or offensive lineman climbing up on him, see? So boom, Buddy does a good job backdooring it, gets held a little bit. But because Mark was able to shoot his gun, because Mark was able to shoot that gap and hit this back in the backfield 2 yards deep, even though he doesn't make the play, he still makes the play, and that's just because he's going. He's not thinking. He's not hesitating. He's playing fast. And when you play fast like that, you can get away with some of these mistakes. And that's the thing that I'm liking from Mark, man. Even though, like I said, it wasn't perfect always, this type of effort, this type of nose for the ball and ability to go out there and just make plays, that's what you need. That's what you want. And when you're talking about this inside linebacker position group right now, it's open outside of Miles Jack. To me, I think Mark is definitely making a case for himself as well. But we'll have to see if he can continue on with this, though. All right, now it's time to see what he looks like in coverage. In this game, he honestly didn't have a ton of coverage reps, but I do have a couple up here where you can see him in the man concept and you see him in the zone concept, and just some of the things that he did well and some of the things that you might want to coach up a little bit more. But here he is right here. We'll play it in full speed. After that, I'll break it down, man. And yes, I know already this is the play where we got scored on. Yes, I got it. But coverage-wise, you need to see it. Alrighty. So, on this particular play, this is a nickel blitz. They're just playing nickel man behind it. So, Carlins is going to come in here, under, contain it. Then after that, he's matched up on this back. He's matched up on the tight end, or some variation of what we like to call 4 over 3. So 1, Actually, I mean, he's technically involved here. I'm talking about the safety right here. But even if we don't, we could just make it 3-on-3, right? So 1, 2, and 3 versus 1, 2, and 3. In some variation, these guys are going to be working together. You want the corner to take the high guy. You want Mark to take first to the flat. You want Spillane to have the most inside guy of the 3 offensive players, 1, 2, and 3. Norwood right here is just your extra safety valve. He is the free defender, but him and Chris Steele right here end up working together on this route because you have a condensed split by this receiver right here. Okay, so that gives you some information as well. But the thing that I like about Buddy is that, I mean, not Buddy, excuse me, Mark is this, man. First off, the pre-snap communication, him and Robert Spillane. I like that he's communicating, hey man, it's 3-on-3 or 4-on-3, depending on how you want to communicate it. We would call it box, you know, stuff like that, all right? But here we go. So right now, what do we have? I like the pre-snap alignment by Mark because it defines it. It forces this guy to have to be inside, whereas this guy is naturally going to be coming outside in terms of the route progression. When you're talking about matching routes for 2 and 3, which is what Spillane and Mark Robinson are, their relation to number 2 and number 3 on offense is important. For Spillane, he doesn't want to get outside of either one of these guys. And for Mark, he wants to make sure that he's outside of 3, but inside potentially of 2. Okay, just depending on, you know, the leverage and stuff like that. But that's ultimately how they want to work together here. So Mark understands that. So he's defining it right now. Spillane knows, okay, this is my guy. It's clear as easy because Mark has defined it. Mark knows right now, hey, I'm not worried about this wide receiver. I'm worried about this back. Let me go get him. Eat up the space. Red zone, ball comes out faster typically. So you see him right now. He's on his guy. He has him covered. If this ball comes over here, he's going to make a play on it. Worst case, he tackles the catch. If the scramble happens a little faster, maybe he's even a factor in it. But I like the discipline right here. He did not leave his guy. Now, I know people are saying, oh, man, Moats, man, let him go over there and make a play. If you leave your guy in coverage while this quarterback is behind the line of scrimmage, he's just going to throw it, and it'll be a touchdown. So this is one of those scenarios where you have to wait until he crosses the line, which he does. And that's the unfortunate part. But in terms of the pre-snap communication, in terms of the execution of the call, and just being able to execute that simple concept and do it at a high level, I like that a lot by Mark right here, man. But like I said, just good by him. Just understanding his assignment. Understand what he was supposed to be doing, who he was working with, and ultimately making sure that he stays in coverage even though this guy's about to take off. Understanding the rules of the defense and how you have to execute it. But that's him right there and some of his man stuff. Like I said, it wasn't a lot of that on tape from him, but athletically, I definitely think that he's more than capable of doing a lot more of that. All right, now this is the final play of this breakdown of Mark Robinson, and I'm just going to show you him in zone coverage right here, all right? So here he is, all right, next to my man Spillane. Play it in full speed, and after that, we'll break it down. Alrighty. So right here, man, they're playing just your basic cover 3, all right? So Spillane will be on this hook. Mark is on this hook. This is Pierre. He'll be deep third. Steiner deep third. Chris Steele deep third. Carlins Patel curl flat, and then this is Norwood, I believe that is curl flat. All right, 4 underneath, 3 deep, just your traditional cover 3 zone. And for some reason, man, the Steelers played a lot of cover 3, like just true cover 3 in this game versus some of the matching concepts that we're more accustomed to seeing here in Pittsburgh and some of the fire zone stuff as well. But either way, with this particular play, like I said, man, he has the hook at 2nd and 10, but you're in the red zone, so you understand that, man, play action pass, this is what we call a waist down, right? So 2nd and long, or 2nd and 10, in the condensed, where they're at right now, 20 and in, you worried about a shot, potentially. Could they go screen? Absolutely they could. Could they go draw? Yes, they could. But because it's the red zone, you also, like I said, you just have to be a little bit more cognizant of them actually trying to stretch the field right here, man, just because of where they're located at. But on the play, I mean, not the play action pass, but as he's dropping, I like the depth, but what I would say is this. You look at where Spillane is in relation to Mark Robinson. Spillane has good depth right here, 10 to 12 yards, 1 yard outside the hash. We talk about the importance of these drops and the consistency of it. What Mark is doing right here is what we call taking the cheese. And this is the cheese, the Gouda, all right, the craft. They're showing you this because they want this. So if Mark jumps on this, this becomes open. That's the sweet spot right there, okay? That's something that obviously Mark is going to have to understand at this level. They will show you something to get this. So as you see, he reads on that, but now the athletic ability that he does have, he's still able to get back in that window in a sense. But that would be one of the things that we would want to coach him up on in terms of playing just the zone concept, right? Because man versus zone, this is the difference. When you're talking about man eyes, that's what he had last play, right? You go there, you see a guy, you eat it up right now, close that space. Zone, you're not so much worried about the guy in terms of the receivers, you're looking at that quarterback. And pre-snap, he was good, but he felt this and he saw this, and that's what made him settle right now to go. Because if you're looking at this quarterback's eyes, nothing is telling him to go right here. Nothing is telling him he needs to be breaking that hard on this route, because the veteran quarterbacks, or the really good ones, they will look here, they'll pump you there, especially if he's running like that, but they're going to hit this dig that's coming in right behind him, okay? So that's something that he would definitely need to get coached up on, because right now in the NFL, this is open. And this would be on him because he needs to be back here versus where he's at right now. But those are the little details when you're talking about Mark in terms of, all right, what's missing? How soon could you get him up to speed? To me, I think that's an easy fix. I think that's an easy thing in terms of getting his depth, and then also just teaching him, hey man, just keep your eyes consistent. You don't need to take that. You don't need to see that. That's cheese. Don't worry about that. Quarterback's going to take you where you want to go in the zone concept. I think for Mark, that's an easier problem to have. I'm glad that he has the other intangibles though, in terms of that playmaking ability, in terms of that hunger and that explosiveness, and just his natural knack for finding the ball. So, you know, with Mark, man, it'll be interesting to see what happens from him going forward, man, because I do think that he put together a really, really solid performance in this Jaguars game. And I just want to see, man, what else he can do with a potentially better opportunity as well. But y'all let me know your thoughts on Mark Robinson. Obviously, y'all saw the tape. You let me know if you liked it, if you think that he needs to be improved in certain areas as well. But either way, I appreciate you for tuning in. And until next time, baby, peace.